Hello and welcome to the Grove. Today we'll be continuing the story The Eye in the Abyss by Anthony Reynolds.
It appeared like a wraith out of the fog. One moment there was nothing below them. Then it was there, the bridge of the lost. From a distance it looked almost as though it had been overrun by some kind of voracious black weed or thorn bush. The notion was absurd, of course, for no life could flourish at this depth. Such was the cold that almost seemed to radiate up from below. No, this growth was nothing as mundane as plant life. It was the very antithesis of life. A knot of unease had settled in Sigvar's gut, and he swallowed, feeling his gorge rising. He had heard the legends and the fireside stories from lodge members who had made the descent, but even so, it was unnerving. He dropped the final 10 feet, landing in a low crouch. His muscles burned with exertion, and his hands were twisted like claws from gripping his packs. Nevertheless, for all his exhaustion, he stared around him, barely daring to breathe, eyes wide. "Touch nothing," Hela warned him. "If you do touch something, that is the will of the three, is it not?" said Olar. Sigvar didn't have it in him to smile at the old warrior's jib. Hela turned away, shaking her head. "Catch your breath. This is the last bridge. There's no more stopping before we reach the bottom, and the next stretch is the longest. May the three watch over us." Having dropped his excess load, Sigvar walked into the center of the bridge, gazing around him in horrified wonder. The wind was not as fierce here, hissing through the strange stony formations that grew like a twisting lattice around the structure of the bridge. He found it hard to fathom what he saw, though just gazing upon it made him feel sick. Giant arcs of what looked like volcanic rock encased the bridge, as if bursts of lava had leaped along and around the length of the bridge before hardening suddenly in midair. He knew the history of this bridge, of course. That which was trapped below had tried to escape its imprisonment long ago, long before the time of the three. Here, the Frostguard had fought that darkness, and here they had died. And with each death, the power of what dwells below grew. It consumed the bodies of the fallen, absorbing and repurposing them to fuel more explosive growth. Such was its nature. It might lie dormant for thousands of years, inert and seemingly lifeless, only for a single drop of blood to rouse it in sudden, shocking violence. What Sigvar was looking at, those strange, nausea-inducing looping arcs and conglomerations of mishap and detritus, were the growth paths of what dwells below, as it had leapt from Frostguard to Frostguard, claiming them. And from the matter it consumed, things had been born. There was an uncomfortable, maddening pressure on Sigvar's mind here, a pressure that seemed to be coming from below. He pressed his knuckle into his temples, trying to relieve it. From nowhere, a memory long forgotten came back in a rush, like a swarm of bats bursting from a cave. He remembered his childhood, before he had been taken by the Frostguard. He remembered the ice arcs of his tribe, sleek, three-mast ships that raced across the frozen waste upon sharpened keel blades. He remembered the night their ships had slid to a halt at the great pinnacle. Black-helmed warriors of the Frostguard awaited them there. Sigvar and 6 other children under the age of 10 winters were chosen from among the tribe. It was a great honor, and there, under the midnight sun, he watched his tribe sail away. It was the last time he saw his family. He was taken to the citadel, where he underwent the trials and was subjected to the grueling, brutal testing. One by one, the other children of the original tribe dwindled, until he was the only one that remained. By then, he had all but forgotten his tribe. He had a new family, a new faith. He was Frostguard. A hand on his shoulder brought him shuddering back to the present. He was sitting with his back against the splintering stone statue of an ancient guardian. He had no memory of sitting down. Olar was stooped over him. "Don't sleep," said the old warrior. "Bad dreams down here. Bad memories." Sigvar climbed to his feet. He hadn't thought about his old tribe for years. The lingering fragments of the dream slipped away, leaving Sigvar with a deep sense of unease. "It is time," said Hela, and they began their final descent. There was nothing below them now but madness and cold and darkness and dread. What dwells below waited, just as it had for millennia.